Hi, World SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Wednesday, April 29th. This is our daily NBA playoffs preview show that we've been doing with Troy West from allplayswin.com. We got two games on the card tonight. Troy West, thanks for being back with us.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. You had another winner last night with the Houston Rockets.
Yep.
I said it would be a 10-point game. It was a 9-point game. I'm a little upset about that, but hey, nonetheless, we're continuing to be in the black on the SBR Videos, and boy, we're having a hell of a run right now at our website as well.
Awesome call. Yep, you gave it to us at 7. The line did climb, and so you were dead on. You beat the closer. You gave us another winner, Troy West from allplayswin.com. You're just day in and day out giving us solid picks. Is that what it's like at your website as well?
It's even better at the website, Pete. It really is. I mean, you got to understand, these are videos we're doing here early morning. By the time we finalize the baseball cards and the basketball cards, some of these picks don't even end up making the card. But, you know, we're still happy to be a charity to SBR and continue to give out free plays. And, you know, let's do it again today, Pete.
All right. Well, we'll see what you can tell us about Brooklyn, Atlanta. You know, I mean, maybe you'll give us some free advice here, but I think everyone's thinking the same thing. We'll see what you have to tell us. Series is tied 2-2, but Brooklyn has covered all 4 games in the series so far. They won both home games. Now they're getting 8.5 or 9 points. I actually bet this one at Heritage at 9.5 on the overnight. You know, Atlanta only won their 2 home games by 5 points and 7 points. So at first glance, all signs, common sense would tell you that Brooklyn getting 9 is still a good bet. Is there any reason why we shouldn't bet Brooklyn at 9 here, Troy?
You know, it is a little bit trickier than I think people are going to be taking this one for granted here, Pete. Atlanta, as I said earlier this year, Pete, they steamrolled Brooklyn several times throughout the course of the year. At one point, they had beaten this team 6 straight times, and these were by heavy margins. I do understand that Brooklyn has covered all 4. Will it go the other way for once in the series? That I can't really tell you, but I will say this. This Atlanta team, Pete, is the 1 seed for a reason. This Brooklyn team is the 8 seed for a reason. You know, Brooklyn did get a couple of close, tight wins at home. I think going back to Atlanta, can they win 3 in a row? No. Do I think they can even get within that 9? I don't necessarily think so. I think Atlanta's going to shoot the ball a lot better. Kyle Korver was very, very cold that last game. He shoots a lot better at home. I think Atlanta's going to have a chip on their shoulder. They've beaten this Brooklyn team, like I said, 6 straight times. Maybe necessarily didn't cover the margin, but I think tonight, do-or-die game in Atlanta, I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised to see this be a 12, 13-point game, and I think that's why Vegas has the line so high.
All right, but these are the same things we were saying for Game 4. This is the exact same feeling I had for Game 4, and I'm proud to admit that, you know, I stuck to my guns. I did bet Brooklyn in Game 4. I didn't bet him on the money line. I didn't bet him as big as I probably should have, but I stuck to my guns. I'm having the same feeling here. I understand everything you're saying, but I just think that right now, as we sit here at, you know, looking ahead to Game 5 in the NBA playoffs, Atlanta doesn't have that kind of advantage over Brooklyn that you just said. I think, once again, Brooklyn is the side, but you disagree with that.
I'm not going to totally disagree. This won't go down as an official play either side for me. I just think Atlanta does have the capability to win this game by at least 10 points. And I know the series hasn't necessarily told that. Atlanta hasn't necessarily put together a really solid game. Would not be surprised with coming off that tough overtime loss. Would not be surprised to see them with a serious chip on their shoulder. I do think that they are the better team. I do think that they're 10 points better than Brooklyn. You look at the records, you look at the way the season played out. I know it is playoffs. You can throw a lot of that out the window. But in the end, I think that this Atlanta team is a very, very, very good basketball team. I'm not sold on Brooklyn. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 10-point win, but that's not an official play for me. Just a lean.
All right. Controversy here. I took him at 9.5, and I would take him at 9 as well. All right. Now let's move on to Portland and Memphis. Both of us liked Portland in Game 4, and Portland did get a win and cover in that one. Now Memphis is up 3-1. They covered the first 3, all by decent margins, though, and then lost that Game 4. Now we're at Game 5. Back at Memphis. Memphis is a 5.5 or 6-point favorite. Totals 190 or 190.5. Mike Conley out for Memphis. Question is, did this light a fire under Portland, and can they hang tough? This is a low-scoring game. 5.5 or 6 points is kind of a tight margin. On the other hand, if this game resembles the first 3 games, then Memphis probably gets another near double-digit cover. I would lean Portland and the under. What do you think, Troy?
You know, I'm actually going to go with Memphis, and Memphis is my series bet here. You remember me doing the series bet with Memphis earlier in these videos, and I do think they're going to close out. I do hate the fact that Conley's not playing. I think this team really rallies around him. He kind of sets the tone for the offense. But Portland got their game at home. It was a tight game, a game that really Memphis kind of let get away from them. I think they're ready to close this one out. And I think Conley obviously isn't going to be an X factor in this one, not playing. But the X factor to me is Zach Randolph and Gasol. These guys have been basically unguardable down low, even with LaMarcus Aldridge. They have basically just taken him to school throughout this series, and I think they're going to do it again tonight. They do not want to lose this game. They are at home. 5.5 seems like a low margin the way that they've looked in those first 3 games. And you know, history will tell you it's extremely tough to sweep a team, especially when you're talking about the 4-5 matchup. You just had to think Portland was going to get a game. And now this one here, closeout time at home. Portland hasn't really looked like they can compete in this series. I got to go with Memphis at 5.5.
All right, is that just a lean, or is that going to be, for the purpose of our record keeping here in these videos, an official free pick from Troy West from allplayswin.com?
When does Troy West ever just give 2 leans? We're going official pick here. the people, we want what the people want, Pete, and they want winners, and they want a real pick. There's a real pick for you with Memphis.
Well, like I said, Memphis covered the first 3 games all by comfortable margins, so maybe Game 4 was the aberration. We were both on it. Troy West, though, going back on Memphis for Game 4, currently minus 5.5, and I'm on Brooklyn plus 9. Troy West disagrees with that, but not officially, just with a lean. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Great call once again. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks. Looking forward to reconvening and seeing who came out on top.
We
Hopefully
shall
both
see.
of us.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Troy.